The 9th Annual Summer Gala is made possible thanks to our wonderful sponsors throughout the community. At the High Rock Trail level, Guy M. Turner Incorporated, Moving Engineers. At the Chinqua Bend Trail level, Wilkerson Funeral Home, Home Trust Bank, Electrical Equipment Company, Gildan, and Dodson, Shelton, and Nelson, PA. At the Mayo River level, First Piedmont Corporation, Edward Jones of Eden, Noah's Ark Welding, and Colonial Funeral Home. And our Smith River level sponsors, City Funeral Home, All About Floors, Linco Hauling, Edward Jones of Reedsville, Via Electric, and Dobson Investment Properties. The 9th Annual Summer Gala is also made possible thanks to item and experience sponsors, Bronca Apparel, More Than Yoga, Caladium Museum, North Carolina Zoological Society, the Winston-Salem Dash, Guilford College, Skywild at the Greensboro Science Center, Carolina Theater, Greensboro, the William Bethel chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, Escatawba Farms, Let's Roam, Bob Adams Florists, Mom's Kitchen, and Sip Coffee House. Our special thanks as well to Hair Under Construction, Breakout Escape Rooms of Greensboro, Ches Lindsay, The Blissful Ridge, Theater Guild of Rockingham County, the North Carolina Arboretum Society, Kelly's Kitchen, the Town of Wentworth, Madison Dry Goods, Orvis, Southern Spirits, Two Rivers Quilt Guild of Eden, the Rockingham County Economic Development Authority, and Rockingham County Tourism Development Authority. To our sponsors, we thank you so much for your support as we get ready for the final 2 hours of our auction, and we bring you in to our 9th Annual Summer Gala inside the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Hello and welcome to the 9th Annual Summer Gala with the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. I'm Joe Dexter. Glad to be here for the final 2 hours of our auction, joined with Director CJ Idle. CJ, how you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for doing this again for us, Joe.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Glad to be here and glad to raise funds for this great initiative in our community. Talk to us a little bit about your first year here and how it's been so far.
It's been really exciting. Getting my feet wet and getting to know the community, getting immersed in the history. Learned a lot about Rockingham County in the last year. Met a lot of really fascinating people. Made some new friends. It's just a lot of fun working here.
It definitely is, and there's a lot of history here, isn't there? You wouldn't imagine it when you first started, I bet, but there's so much history in so many different avenues.
Yeah, probably the first person I learned about moving up here was Alexander Martin. Of course, I was familiar with the name. Third governor of North Carolina. No idea he lived in Rockingham County. His house was about 2 miles down the road from the museum here. Very important figure in getting North Carolina through the American Revolution. Just overall fascinating. He did not sign the Constitution, but he attended the Constitutional Convention, so he was just there involved in all the early national politics, and somebody fun to learn about.
Then you've got, with the Year of the Trail, the High Rock Ford Trail and all the history there. I mean, the history that you've worked on this year with so many great volunteers and partners, and it's great to see that it continues to be strong for the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County this year.
Yeah, High Rock is another important revolutionary site. Nathaniel Greene camped there around the Battle of Guilford Courthouse, so there's a lot of important Revolutionary War sites here that we're fortunate enough to operate High Rock with that revolutionary connection. There are a few other trails in the county that have other Revolutionary War connections.
So tell us some of the other things that you've been working on this year and some of the
focus for the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County?
Our biggest project, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about this later on, is definitely Griggs v. Duke Power. That was another thing I had no idea about until I started working here. A very important landmark civil rights case involving 13 men from Reedsville and Eden who sued Duke Power over their civil rights and the ability to get promoted within Duke Power. Eventually made it to the Supreme Court in 1970. The case came down in 1971, and we've been able to celebrate a recent addition to the MARC campus here around the courthouse with a civil rights trail marker.
Well, it's the 9th Gala. How have you felt about the Gala so far and the great items that we have for auction today?
Yeah, it's been a learning experience, getting my head wrapped around how we run this. Luckily, we have great support staff like you. Matthew Tishner's up here helping us run the back end of things. And then, some of the items that have come in have been amazing to see. The community support in donating these items and then bidding on the items to help keep this place open.
And you've had great donations as well, and the great sponsorship support. You heard it before as we started. Whether it's the sponsors that provide items or experiences for those that will be bidding for the final 2 hours tonight, or for the people that support monetarily, it's huge for the success of the future of this museum.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what you give, we appreciate all of our sponsors and our donors throughout the year. They help keep our doors open, keep our lights on, and allow us to share Rockingham County history with not just the community here, but across the state.
Well, as you can see, the goal, $20,000 at $18,155 with some great donations. And all those, you can see the donors on the screen here that have supported. It means a ton for us. And here is the great thing. You can donate or you can get into that bidding right now. It's easy. mark2023.ggo.bid will get you in. You can log in and get set up, and we'll talk about some of those items. CJ, I want to thank you for stopping in here to start things off. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that the things that are going on and the initiatives that continue through the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County and the great board of directors as well behind you making great decisions because before we let you out of here, history tells us the story of the past, but it guides us on how to move forward in the future.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us.
You.
We'll have you back as we talk about some of the great initiatives that are going on around here. We'll talk about the Year of the Trail as well as we talk the 9th Annual Gala here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Man, it's a fun time. I always love doing this every single year. But I got a question. You got your checkbooks ready? Well, it's 2023. Nobody's getting their checkbooks ready, but get that debit or credit card into the site at mark2023.ggo.bid. You can see it here on the bottom of your screen as we take a look at the top bids that we want to look at with no bids so far as we start things off, because these are the ones you're going to want to jump on right away. A lot of them are great experiences. We're going to talk about the granddaddy of them all, as Mr. Keith Jackson would say, the college football broadcaster and legendary Hall of Famer. 2 Carolina Panthers VIP member season passes. We had these last year, and it was quite a bid to the end, a chase to grab those VIP member season passes. You can start the bidding right now at $6,000, and it's an unbelievable item with the 2 VIP Silver Club member NFL season passes and parking for the Carolina Panthers. You could be watching the games in true style. They're starting things over, rebuilding. It's the Frank Wright era. Bryce Young at quarterback. At the preseason or regular season, you'll be sitting as a VIP right at the 50-yard line where all the action is. You'll also be able to enjoy all the luxuries of the exclusive Silver Club Members Lounge with private food court and unobstructed views, and soak up that roar of fellow fans in the 74,000 strong at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte on Sundays. Nothing better. This true special package starts with bidding at $6,000. All you have to do is head to mark2023.ggo.bid. Let's check out some of the other great experiences without bids thus far. Well, we were talking about the paddleboard. I see that's off the mark here for no bids. Somebody's put a bid on that. That's great. How about the experience at Guilford College with the Bryan Series? This is your chance to get your hands on 2 sought-after tickets for a Guilford College Bryan Series event for the 2023-24 season. The Bryan Series lineups have included talks from 5 Nobel Peace winners, 6 heads of state, and thousands of household names rivaling any public forum across any university in America. The season includes talks from Sully Sullenberger, a heroic pilot, Walter Parks, Lindsay Adarayo, I'm probably saying that wrong, Charles Bolden, and Judy Woodruff. All events start at 7:30. You can get those tickets with a starting bid of $75 here at mark2023.ggo.bid. Glad to have you along for the 9th annual Summer Gala, however you prefer to say it. I'm a Gala guy. That's just how I am. It's just who I am. Mark2023.ggo.bid is how you start bidding on these great items. We'll be here till 8 o'clock, and we want to thank you all for tuning in. Let's check out some of the other items up for bid that have not been bid on yet. Well, the Let's Roam scavenger hunt experience for up to 10 people. Looking for an activity to do with your family or friends? Let's Do Roam has you covered with the digital scavenger hunt ticket for up to 10 people at most city locations across the U.S. and beyond. Simply download the app, park the city location on your phone, and then you can be at it with the type of experience you're looking for, from food and drink, history, city highlights, to the paranormal, and more. Set off your adventure with this great item and start the bids at $30 at mark2023.ggo.bid. Also, for those in attendance, if you'd like to meet that donation mark and you don't necessarily want to donate on items or auction items, you can head right to the fund page by clicking this donate button. When you click that, it'll bring you and show you the goal, but you can also donate on that page as well. How about this item? Now, this ain't a drawer you're going to get at IKEA. This ain't one of those ones of today. This is an antique mid-19th century Empire walnut and white marble drop front center dresser and mirror, brought to us by the William Bethel chapter, the Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you to them for this generous donation. This beautiful antique piece was commissioned for the Virginia-based Ames family in the mid-19th century. See, you don't get history in IKEA furniture. You get it in this. Possibly as early as the 1840s when this was made, and the family have cared for it for over 4 generations. Made of warm walnut wood, this neoclassical Empire-style drop-front center dresser and mirror commands any space it is situated, no doubt about it. And you can bid now starting at $450. Buy now at $3,000 by heading to mark2023.ggo.bid. These are always fun. I'm never going to bid on this just because of my fear of heights, even though Bailey, hey, if you're back at home watching, no, Dad's not doing it. 4 Skywild adventure tickets for the beautiful Skywild course at the Greensboro Science Center. Fancy living on the wild side for a few hours? Well, now you have a chance to be the holder of 4 tickets to Skywild at the Greensboro Science Center. Swing freely from the treetops and just bid $100 right now to get part of that with those 4 great tickets available. Thanks to the Greensboro Science Center. Bid at $100 to get the bidding started. And this one, we know this one will not stay at no bids. And it starts at only $100. A romantic one-night stay at Shea Lindsay Bed and Breakfast. Enjoy a romantic night stay right here in your own community with a European continental breakfast. Make sure you check it out. 308 South Main Street in Reedsville. A one-night romantic stay at Shea Lindsay starting at $100. All you have to do is see where my mouse is. If you'd like to bid on that, you just, once you've got all your information and you're logged in, you just click on that button right there, and it'll get you ready to bid on that item and get into a bidding war, because that's what's going to happen. We've got the Rockingham County Economic Development Gift Basket at $45 with great gifts from right here at home. Piedmont Distillery with the Midnight Moon Moonshine, tea towels, Reedsville Holiday Candle, wine glass, a Rocco Glass Solo Cup, and Rockingham County Whiskey Glass, as well as a cutter and buck leather portfolio. At $45, you can bid now and be the first bidder. Probably aren't going to hold on, though. I dare you, though, click that bid button right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. Glad to have you along for the 9th Annual Summer Gala here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County as we raise funds for the great initiatives of the Museum and Archives and the great things going on here as we continue to build every single year to preserving history, doing what is needed as well to enhance everything as far as programs and that sort. Let's take a look at some other items here. Going to go to our first featured item of the day is the Lucky Strike Americana Birdhouse. Check it out right here. Full screen in it. The Lucky Strike Cigarettes Birdhouse. Fancy a birdhouse with a difference? Well, how about this unique piece of Americana, a wooden American Tobacco Company's Lucky Strike Birdhouse. An iconic brand, you know it in Reedsville. It features Lucky Strike's logo and instantly recognized reds and greens with the tagline, "It's toasted," all on a whimsical, elongated apex roofed house. Check it out right there on your screen. The bid right now is at $15. $15. Now it's up to $20. Just like that. $15. Donald with the lead bid. Bid $20 now to get in on that Lucky Strike Americana Birdhouse at mark2023.ggo.bid. And if you miss what I'm saying, you can find the link right down on the banner below on your screen. We have that rolling on the bottom there. We got another featured item coming up. Oh, I know what this is. We've got the Clayton Claybrook Blaylock make that original frame rooster painting. A local North Carolina artist, Carolyn Blaylock is renowned for her skillful use of color in her abstract dreamscapes and descriptions of animals. Her paintings hang in many private and corporate collections, including Oprah Winfrey, Duke University, Wake Forest University, Baptist Hospital, and North Carolina Congressman, the National Cathedral, and Otterbox. How about that? 46 of Carolyn's paintings were recently installed at the Cancer Center at Wake Forest Baptist Center as well. This one, you can see the rooster painting right here in full detail, is at $955. There's a battle going on, and this battle can ensue and continue with our two bidders, but I think you want to get in too as well. You can bid $980 to be the top bidder right now on this item. That's $980 by clicking that bid button right here at mark2023.ggo.bid. It don't get better than that. We've talked arts. We've got to talk sporting events. We talked that Carolina Panthers VIP member season passes. We also have tickets to the North Carolina matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Panthers on September 18th. Tickets at $250 right now. You can bid for $300 for that great experience. It's the game against the Saints. Derek Carr coming to town. It's through tickets at the $300 range. So make sure you get in on that bid at mark2023.ggo.bid. I want to talk about one more sporting event before we go to another featured item. The Winston-Salem Dash right down the road. You could be heading down in minor league baseball next year and get 4 wing seats to a Winston-Salem Dash baseball game in 2024. The wing seats can be redeemed at any Sunday through Thursday regular season home game. That's what's great about this item. You don't have to get your calendar out and pick a specific day oh, the kids aren't doing this or whatever. You get the whole family out there when you want to. The bid is at $60. Next bid is at $70 for this great item. Minor League Baseball, the Chicago White Sox affiliate, the Winston-Salem Dash. Make sure you can get in and bid on this great item. Up next, is a Southern Living Bountiful Collection urn. Hard to find, discontinued Southern Living at home item. This is a great example of a Gail Pittman Bountiful Collection urn, excellent condition, like new, as it was never taken out of the box. And if you can see it on the screen, and I attest to that, I mean, there's not a ding, a mark on this thing. It's gorgeous. So use the stunning urn as a grant statement piece anywhere in your home, featuring Bountiful Collection's signature swirling vines and bold colors as well. And it does definitely complement and decor beautifully. Top bid is at $30 right now. Challenge Jan and bid $35 and get on top of this item. It's a Southern Living Bountiful Collection urn. Let's see what other great items we have to talk about. Well, we had that beautiful, beautiful stand earlier. How about this one, the walnut and white marble washstand? This beautiful antique piece was commissioned for the Virginia-based Ames family as well in the mid-19th century. So you're probably going to want to bid on both of these items, possibly as early as the 1840s, and the family have cared for it over 4 generations. Currently at $200. Next bid is at $250. See that little gray button right there? You can also click buy now at $1,500 for this item, also donated by the William Bethel chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Glad to have you along for the 9th annual gala here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Coming up in a little bit, we're going to talk about some of the great events that have gone on across this year and some of the important initiatives for the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. We're here till 8 p.m. for the final bids as we get closer and closer to meeting our goals. But these bids on these items, not only are you getting great items, but it'll put us just that much more over the top as we continue to raise funds for the great initiatives of the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County at $18,155 towards our total goal raised of $20,000. What's the item we have next? Our next featured item. All righty. Let's take a look at this next featured item. Here we go. The Bill Wall Pen and Ink Pilot Mountain, a 1970s pen and ink print by local Kernersville artist Bill Wall. The print depicts Pilot Mountain, and it's perfect to bring some of North Carolina's most distinctive nature and ruggedness indoors, no matter where you call home. Top bid is at $10 right now. Oh, we're going to change that. Place bid for $15, yes. All righty. I'm currently the top bidder. Come get me if you want this one. And the bid will go to $20 now with me at the top bid. And you've got an hour and 35 minutes to make a decision. Come on, make this one. I want to get in a bidding war with somebody. Come on. Check this out, the Bill Wall Pen and Ink Pilot Mountain piece. Let's check out some of our food and beverage items. Y'all know me. One of my favorites, Mom's Kitchen. Top bid is at $40, held by Marguerite Holt. For this $40 Mom's Kitchen gift card located in Wentworth. I don't need to tell you that, though. You know that. I know it's in the item description, but you know Mom's Kitchen, the purveyor of classic home cooking right here in Rockingham County. From Chefs Ross and Amy Hammond, if you're hungry for some home-style cooking, Mom's Kitchen is plating some wholesome goodness. And with 4 $10 gift cards, you can eat like royalty or gift them to friends as well. Bid up to 40. I know the value is 40. Let's get it up to 45, 50, 60. Get that bid in. All you have to do is click that blue button right there and bid $45 on that great item. More food to check out. Here's one of my favorites. Madison Dry Goods gift basket at $50. Currently the top bid. A beautiful gift basket from Madison Dry Goods containing an assortment of tasty edibles all wrapped up with the big red bow. Lotion, original Carolina couch mix. Make that peach nectar scented candle, make that room smell beautiful with that. The Fiesta Chili Cheese Ball Mix, wildflower seeds, handmade Rockingham County dishcloths as well, and a strawberry butter to boot. Bid is at $50. Bid up to $55 right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. Look, we got that feature item right here. Look at that beautiful red bow. Don't you know? That's what you should be bidding on. At $50 up to $55 right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. Some other great food items. Looking for a special occasion cake? Add a delectable centerpiece to any celebration with a special handmade occasion cake from Ann Noel, a master local caterer right here. Choose from pound cake, lemon cake, German chocolate cake, Italian cream cake, caramel cake, carrot cake, conut cake, strawberry cream cake, and red velvet cake. Which one's your favorite? You can make the choice. All you got to do is bid right now. Mark.2023.ggo.bid. Top bid right now at $45. You can bid up to $50 to take that home right now. But you got to wait. You got to keep watching, though. We've got an hour and 30 minutes remaining here in our auction. All right, we've got another featured item. See if we can find that here. A Mandalorian item. See where that is listed under here. For children, we've got the Star Wars. Oh, I seen this earlier. I know I'm not a child, but that don't mean I can't bid on this. This is awesome. I saw this earlier today when I was looking at some of these items. It's a Star Wars Mandalorian radio-controlled vehicle. Watch Baby Yoda rock and roll as you remotely operate his hover pram on wheels. This fully operational 2.4 gigahertz radio-controlled vehicle is recommended for ages 3+ and big kids like Joe Dexter. Check this thing out. How cool is that? Even if you don't use it as a radio-controlled vehicle, maybe you're a Star Wars fan and you like these type of mementos, this is pretty cool. You could put it on a shelf if you wanted to, or you could race it around. You can do all. And the top bid is at $30 right now. Bid up to $35 as we get close to that hour and 30 remaining. An hour and 30 minutes remaining here in our auction. You can bid $35 at mark2023.ggo.bid. Let's peruse some of these great items that we haven't talked about yet. The one that I've been eyeing, and it's another bidding war you're going to want to get into. Check it out. The CE 1912 framed Rockingham County map reproduction from C.M. Miller is at $350. It's a rural mail route map in 1912 of Rockingham County, reproduced in the 1930s and encased in a black frame. We're going to show that later. We'll show that later to you when we talk about it in a second. Oh, we got it. Look at this. We got magic camera people here. Look at that. It's a nice reproduction. Dimensions are 36 inches by 43 and a half. I hear this is a popular item, but if you look at the bid history, Frank and Donald, Frank and Donald, Frank and Donald, Frank and Donald. Hey, Frank, this is Joe calling you. You're going to want to get up to that, past that 350 if you want to bring this home. You got to get past Donald. Bid 355 right now to be the top lead. Right at mark2023.ggo.bid. All right, we've got some beautiful jewelry as their featured item. And it's handmade. Look at this. Handmade cat's necklace and earring set. Look at those. Somebody took the time to bend all of that beautifulness and create art out of it. How awesome is that? Make a statement with this exquisite handmade cat's necklace and earring set designed by Ginger Waynick, sporting a variety of feline charms, each individually created. No two charms on this are exactly the same. None of them. Look at it. It's beauty. It's unique. When you're wearing that, people are going to notice it. And you can bid right now. The top bid is Audrey at 55. The next bid is 65. Make sure you get that bid right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. Look at the earrings, too. So unique, so awesome, so cool. Love to see that as an item up for bid. Glad to have you along here for the 9th Annual Gala with the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. We're going to take a quick break here to speak about some of the great initiatives going on across our area. And one of the things that we want to talk about today is Griggs versus Duke Power. And we're going to talk about it more in depth here coming up in just a bit, and all the great energy that has gone in all of the time and effort to build the great exhibit here and all the great things happening this year for Griggs versus Duke Power and the recognition that is happening that didn't previously. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a bit, but I want to show you some of the highlights of the Civil Rights Trail marker that was placed right here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County not too long ago. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. We cannot get that to play here with some reason the connection not allowing us to play it. So we will play that in just a bit and get back to some of the items. But first, we'll hear from our friends with Rockingham County Tourism and Economic Development. Welcome back. As we talk Griggs versus Duke Power, we couldn't play the highlights, but I had some of the highlights, and you were there. Tell us a little bit, as C.J. Idle joins us, the director here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County, just how important that civil rights trail marker is to our community and having that placed and just being able to celebrate that.
Well, Griggs versus Duke Power was one of the first things I learned about when I started here, and was just blown away that such an important civil rights case had largely been forgotten in public history. So having something that anybody driving on the highway, driving through the county can see, and it's this wonderful pastel orange color sign, so it doesn't quite look like the rest of the historic markers you're used to seeing on the highway. It draws the eye, and it really draws attention to that case. And we're doing another, the same group, me, Valencia Adams, and some other people are working on another highway marker for Griggs. And that'll be the third highway marker in the county to speak directly about people of color in the county. So having a civil rights trail marker just adds to that. And Griggs, what's interesting about Griggs is it's not just a case that deals with people of color and making sure they have equal rights in the workplace, but it's also become a Supreme Court case that's been used to ensure equal rights for women in the workplace. So it goes beyond, it ensures everybody has equal rights in the workplace, and it's been cited multiple times. And it's just amazing that such an important thing came out of this part of North Carolina.
How was it, just from your experience, and I know Valencia Abbott's been key in that as well, in seeing the highlights and being able to watch the event, hearing from family members, seeing the lineage in the seats as the ceremony was taking place, and seeing that being unveiled, and just the power in the message from Robert Jumper's youngest son and his granddaughter as well. Tell me about how that made you feel and how it makes you feel to know that not history, we see it as the documents, right? We see it as the sign that was just put up, but the history that was unveiled, to me at least in that event, was connecting that moment that was lost in that time up to for quite some time until it was started to be investigated more here. It connects that moment to those family members, and it's an unbelievable feeling, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's a different feeling than I'm used to. Before I arrived at the MARC, a lot of my work was in colonial period North Carolina. So I'm not used to having living descendants that can say, "Oh yeah, I grew up." So it's just a completely unique experience for me, and it's very powerful getting to sit and talk with people like, "Oh yeah, my father, my grandfather, this case is about, they were involved in this case, so they're important to this," and getting to hear their stories of what these people were like was just amazing. One person, one of the family members after the ceremony was over was like, "This was basically a family reunion, but nobody died." And that hit me right in the heart. Because like, this is what this should have been, a chance for all the family members to get together to celebrate the sacrifices their fathers, grandfathers made in order to make everything a little bit more equal, and have a chance to come and celebrate without having to deal with death for once. So I was really happy we could provide that space and that opportunity for all the family members to get together and celebrate what their fathers, grandfathers had accomplished. And yeah, it's just a wonderful event. When a little inside information, when we started planning this event, we were planning for 50 people. The most I've been part of other historic marker events. The most I've ever been part of, maybe 30. So it was like 50. That's probably planning a little bit more than we expected. We sent out the invitations. Within a week of sending out the invitations, we had doubled, maybe even tripled that number.
Wow.
So it was just like, this event just grew into something we never could have imagined it was going to be.
The cool thing for me that I take away from it too is sometimes the history, when we look at it, is what was written down and what was documented. But this shows the history in standing up for what's right.
Yeah, and we do have, through the legal transcripts, we have a lot of information about the case, the legal precedents, and the legality of the case. But one thing we've been trying to get at through our various programs over the years and Valencia has been really good about identifying topics that relate to the lives of the plaintiffs, and we've been really trying to understand the men who were involved in the case. And we don't want to just focus on the legal aspects, even though I can get very interested in that because it's
It's
fun.
fascinating.
Yeah, but we want to understand these were real living men in our community here in Rockingham County. What was their life like? What was the events they were part of that led them up to taking this stand? In the next year or so, we're going to be researching World War II veterans because over half of the plaintiffs had served in World War II. So we want to understand what their service experience in World War II and how that played into their decisions to make this stand.
That's the important part in the narrative of the story is making sure that the narrative is found, right?
Mm-hmm.
And making sure that it's not just a court document, making sure that these people are our people. Rockingham County individuals who decided that it was not fair the way that they were treated in the workplace and stood up in a time where that was not an easy thing to do. And easy is not the word to even use. It was not a safe thing to do. It was something that they did knowing, which was mentioned by several of those that spoke, that they signed the line knowing what was on the line.
Yeah, for everybody involved in this case, the plaintiffs, the white lawyers, everybody was taking a chance that they may be putting their lives or physical injury at risk, and they knew the chance they were taking to make this stand because they thought it was important enough that, hey, this isn't right. We can be better than this. Let's take this through the channels, the court systems, and try to make a difference and try to change the system.
And for those that may be not familiar with the case or some of the works that you guys have done, give us a little synopsis of the case.
So basically, these 13 men worked in the janitorial services at the Duke Power Plant. It wasn't Duke Energy yet. The Duke Power Plant in Leakesville, and they wanted to get promoted to better paying jobs in other parts of the company, but there was a test you had to take. The test had nothing to do with the actual job itself. Most of these men did not have access to the same education. This was still during they grew up in a segregated Jim Crow educational environment, so some of them didn't even finish the 8th grade. So by forcing them to take these tests, even though this test was given to everybody, the Supreme Court issued this disparate impact theory that even though something may seem equal, it can have a disparate impact on other groups that makes it an unequal event. So that's where it comes out that these men just weren't given the tests since they had nothing to do with the jobs. They were disproportionately affecting African American men because they didn't have the same education opportunities. They didn't have just the same lives that the white men who were able to get these other jobs were. So then they were like, this test isn't right. We should take this through the court system and see what happens.
And not only did they take it to the courts, they fought that process. They continued through that process, and anybody familiar with the court process, it's never an easy one. And then you add on to the fact that it made it all the way to the Supreme Court. It was not just a typical court case at Rockingham County Superior Court. It was something that they worked diligently at for years.
Yeah, the case itself entered the court system in 1966. And it took it 4 years for it to reach the Supreme Court, so 1970, and then it took another year before the Supreme Court actually issued their decision in 1971.
So if anybody else would like to know more information about Griggs versus Duke Power, a great way to do so is head on over to the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County YouTube page with so many great programs that have taken place throughout the last, 3 years that this has been worked on, just about. And then also you can come at some point in time. Can people come to the permanent exhibit?
Yeah, so right now with our HVAC system is not cooperating with us. Most days it feels better outside than it does inside the museum. So we're kind of holding off on doing tours until the fall gets here. So maybe September, October, if you give us a call, we can try to schedule a tour to show you. The Griggs exhibit is a permanent exhibit. At least as long as I'm here as executive director, that exhibit is just going to grow and continue to be in its place. But if you want to come see the museum, learn history, Wright Tavern is always open for tours, Wednesday through Friday.
Awesome. CJ, thanks for joining us here during the gala and providing some insight on that great, great ceremony that you guys just recently had.
Thank you.
We'll get back to more of the bidding here in just a bit, but also it's just it's a simple reminder of history in the stories of the people that make up our county. The everyday people from way back to today are those that are making a difference in those that create history that is remembered not just here, but across the country, across the world. Whether it's on the baseball diamond with baseball players, whether it's these men going way beyond that, whether it's Jennifer King on the football field, the history that is made needs to be documented, and it's through people that we create history. And that's what the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County does, connecting people to the history and making sure that that history is properly documented and that the story of people is also told. So glad to have you along here on this 9th annual Summer Gala, or Gala, however you prefer to say it. And we've got auction items to talk about as we roll inside an hour and a half of items to bid on. Let's see what we got here. We've got trail cams. Hear this just a second. That's going to be under outdoors, I'd imagine. A 2-pack, 20 megapixel HD and night vision mini wildlife cameras. Those two brand new mini 600 cameras boast a range of impressive features that make them suitable for wildlife monitoring, hunting, farming, or home and trail security. Full HD image quality at 1920 by 1080p, which is key when you're trying to track down things. Definitely. 60-foot detection range and 90-degree detection view as well. The bid's currently at $90. Donald holding the top bid. You can increase that to $95 right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. Other great items that we have right here on the website. We'll keep it outdoors right now since we talked about the trail cams. How about these long-range LCD display walkie-talkies? Let's love hiking and be safe about it, or camping. You don't want to worry about the possible phone signal dead spots when you need to contact members of your party. Grab these long-range walkie-talkies, the perfect solution for both adults and children. Features include two-way radio handsets with 22 frequency channels, 99 sets of privacy codes. 99 sets of privacy codes. Nobody's going to break in. It's encrypted. The speaking that you do with those great codes. Green backlit LCD screen, as well as you see the item on screen, the 2-pack right here. Bidding is at $50. You can bid it up to $55. And thank you to Mr. Matthew Titchener for that donation of this item. Currently at $50. You can bid it up to $55 by heading to mark2023.ggo.bid. Let's see what else we got in the outdoor category. Now, this one's a great one here locally. This one, with the great new facility we have in the town of Wentworth, you want to check this one out. It's a town of Wentworth Park picnic shelter rental. Have a special event coming up and looking for an outdoor space in Rockingham. This is the one, if you are, by the way. The amphitheater, you got the beautiful new playground, and so much more there at the new facility just down from the town of Wentworth City Town Hall. Get the new town park open and offering the chance to buy up to 3 gift certificates for rental of the new park shelter. Rental bookings must be made at least 48 hours in advance with the town of Wentworth. And that is at $25. You can buy that. 2 available. At $25, no bidding. Just click that buy button. If you're looking for a family reunion, you're looking for a music event to be held, this is a great way to do it. Let's see what else we got here with our featured items. Oh, man. Speaking of parks and fun, check these out. It's the Chuck It Classic Ball Launcher and Ultra Balls. Say farewell to slobbery games of fetch. The 26-inch long Chuck It launcher means you'll never have to pick up a sodden tennis ball again. Perfect for the dog of all breeds and sizes, this nifty little toy will allow you to throw longer and faster and keep hands slime-free. With practice, it's even possible to fling a ball as far as 140 feet. Tiring out the most fetchy happy dog in a shorter period of time. Chuck It is also great for owners with mobility issues since there's no need to bend over or pick up the ball. Simply place the claw over the ball and press down. It's even compatible with tennis balls too. Bid now is at $25 and Brady with the top bid. You can bid now $30 and make it yours for your pup right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. See how far you can throw that thing. See how far you can make Fido run. It's a great item to bid on. How about this cool one? This one is a great one for families. It's just unbelievable experience. If you haven't been to the North Carolina Zoo, I encourage you to bid on this, and it's right now it's affordable as ever. The North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro houses over 1,700 animals in more than 250 species, primarily representing Africa and North America. This zoo's mission is to protect wildlife and wild places and inspire people to join us in conserving the natural world, and we're offering the chance for you and your family to snag yourself a family membership. It's 12 months a pass for the North Carolina Zoo Society. It comes with all these benefits. Unlimited free admission to the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro. Free and significant discounts on more than 150 reciprocal zoos and aquariums nationwide. Exclusive invitations to special events and previews as well of new exhibits, as well as access to member-only picnic decks and monthly email updates, as well as a membership decal. I can't let this one sit here at $90. Sorry, Jody. Jody, come at me. If you want to bid higher than $100, you're going to have to do so, because I just bid on this item. It's a great item for families. If you haven't been to the North Carolina Zoo or you're looking for an experience that's just a great one all around, this is the item to bid on, currently at $100, bid up to $110 at mark2023.ggo.bid. Let me know in the comments any of those that have been to the zoo that can attest on just how great of an experience it is as well. Let me know in the comments below. All right. We've got another featured item. Some more beautiful jewelry is here and on display. Let's take a closer look at this beautiful vintage estate silver turquoise pendant. Vintage 17-inch sterling silver pendant with a cushion cut. All right, I need some help. This is a guy problem. Is it faux turquoise? Faux turquoise set in a square rope design and ring clasp fastener. Look at it. You don't need to hear the details. All you have to do is look. It's a nice, beautiful item up for auction, and it's only at $25 with the top bid. Jan, with the top bid, you can make it yours right now by bidding at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. And, of course, as I mentioned earlier, if you missed the URL or how to get into the auction, see that line that's on the bottom here of your screen? It's reading right now. You can click on that, or you can read that and type it into your browser. Really easy. Click on that log in and get started in the bidding right now. All right, let's take a look at our next featured item. This right here is a beautiful Bill Wall pen and ink print as well. We saw one earlier. This is the Kernersville Depot in 1870, a 1980s pen and ink print by local Kernersville artist Bill Wall. The print depicts the Kernersville Depot from 1870. Real cool. I always love the pen in ink look as well. It adds a different dimension to your decor. I think it's something you should add right now at a very affordable price. It's at the top bid of $10 right now. You can bid to $15 by heading to mark2023.ggo.bid. See that bid button right there? Click on that. You can also choose to bid more if you don't want to stay at the stagnant 15 and you're worried about somebody stealing it. You want to set that price, you can do so. All you have to do is see that button right there, click bid more, the green button right next to the title and before the description of the item. Let's see. Let's go checking back on our no bid items. All right, people. We need a bid on this. What are you waiting for? Empire walnut in white marble drop front center dresser and mirror. I believe we do have a bid on the wash spot. So let's take a look at that real quick. First. Under home and garden, we've got the wash stand. It has a top bid of $200 from Liam. So this is made in its antique mid-19th century at a $200 bid, and you can find that under the home section, as well as this antique mid-19th century Empire walnut and white marble drop front center dresser. I'd imagine it'd be cool to have both of these items donated by the William Bethel chapter Daughters of the American Revolution. You can do that. These are from the 1840s, and they've been cared for quite some time from the Ames family going back in the mid-19th century. All you have to do is click that bid item at $450 to start the bidding, or you can buy now at $3,000. We also have this secateurs chest as well from the antique mid-19th centuries from the Ames family. That bidding is currently at $300 from Louise. It can be bid up to $395 right now, or you can buy it now at $2,000 by heading to mark2023.ggo.bid. So glad that you're along with us for the 9th annual Summer Gala with the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Thank you for being here and for bidding on these items that help us with our initiatives throughout the year and bringing the importance to history to the forefront. Thank you so much for taking the time and for also our volunteers as well. I want to get that in there as I have time. For all those that make this thing work, we're so thankful for you. Let's see, what's some, oh, this is kind of cool. We have a original U.S. Post Office lockbox box bank. Wow, a handsome original U.S. Post Office lockbox door bank by Little Woodworks. Our featured item as we bring it up here on screen. It's useful vintage purchase that you need. Look at this. Look at that. How cool is that? Featuring wooden casing with gold trim and a rotor dial combination to give that old school satisfying click, 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 click. It'll be a pleasure storing your valuables in this great item. An original U.S. Post Office lockbox bank. Current bid, top bid is at $40. Donated by Mr. Bolins. It's at $40. You can bid up to $50, just $10 the difference, and you can land this item if you can hold on to it for the next hour as we hit the hour mark here on our bidding and our auction. 1 hour remaining to get those bids in at mark2023.ggo.bid. Let's see what else we can pull up here. Also want to take the time to thank some of our sponsors, including our High Rock Trail level sponsor, Guy M. Turner Incorporated Moving Engineers. Thank you for your support, as well as our Chinqua Penn Trail sponsors, Wilkerson Funeral Home, Home Trust Bank, EECO Electrical Equipment Company, Gildan, and Dobson, Shelton, and Nelson, PA. Some of our sponsors, thank you so much for your support. All of our sponsors, thank you for supporting us monetarily, and the item sponsors as well for making this auction possible. Whoa. Whoa, this is unique. I can't pronounce it, but it's hand-painted. It's an acorn cottage birdhouse. Look at this thing. Let's bring it up on screen here. Top bidder is Becky Norman right now. We're going to try and change that, Becky. I'm sorry. That's what we got to do, though, because it's at $25. This beautiful hand-painted acorn cottage birdhouse. It's uniquely handcrafted, whimsical acorn cottage birdhouse, sporting a ladybug and flora relief design. Your birds will not only have a cozy place to rest their little heads, but be in the prettiest house in the neighborhood. And made from durable, waterproof poly resin, it is made to last. It is definitely made to last. You can pick it up from the MARC, or it can be mailed at an additional cost. But at $25 with the top bid right now, let's get it to $30. Let's get it to $30 as well right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. Well, we mentioned the Chinquapin Trail Level sponsors as well as the High Rock Trail Level sponsors. We also want to thank our Mail River Level sponsors, First Piedmont Corporation, Edward Jones of Eden, Noah Arcs Welding as well. Thank you for your support throughout this great event, and Colonial Funeral Home. Our Smith River Level sponsors, City Funeral Home, All About Floors in Mayodan and Reedsville, Linco Hauling in Reedsville, as well as Edward Jones of Reedsville, Via Electric, and Dobson Investment Properties. Thank you for your support. Our monetary sponsors this year, our item experience sponsors, Braca Apparel, More Than Yoga, the Caladium Museum as well, and North Carolina Zoological Society, Winston-Salem Dash, Guilford College, the Theater Guild of Rockingham County, and so many more. We'll touch on those in just a bit. But first, I want to remind you that donations right now up to our goal of $20,000. Let's take a look at that goal real quick. That goal of $20,000, we're at $18,155. So from here on to our goal of $20,000, that's going to be matched by a great supportive donor that's willing to match all donations up to that goal of $20,000 right now. So if you maybe aren't bidding on items, or you want to give to what the great things that the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County does and the great things that they support, you can do so directly with that donate button, and it's going to be matched from $18,155 on to $20,000. So all you have to do is head to MARC. We'll walk you through it right now. Head to mark2023.ggo.bid. So it's going to take you to the front page where you've been going through your items. If you go up here and you get to the home page, you can see updates on your bid alert too, by the way. I didn't know if you know that. You click that, it'll show you updates on your items. So I've been outbid on the Zoo Society membership. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to change that. But you can click this donate button right here. It'll take you right to the page, and you can see where we're at. And from here on to $20,000, that is going to be matched. So your money is twice as worth at this point. So you can click on these buttons right here on the top where you see my mouse is. Let's make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. Right here, from $10 all the way to the $1,000, you can also bid a custom amount and click on that and put that in for donations, make that to help support the initiatives of the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Some of our other item and experience sponsors, Theater Guild of Rockingham County, the North Carolina Arboretum Society, Kelly's Kitchen, Town of Wentworth, Madison Dry Goods, Orvis, as well as Southern Spirits in Madison, Two Rivers Quilt Guild of Eden, Rockingham County Economic Development Authority, Rockingham County Tourism Development Authority as well. Thank you for your support. Let's check in on our no-bid items. We've dropped 2 on the list. So 2 have been gone. It was at 12. We're now at 2. Okay. It's only $8. We're going to talk about it for just a second. The vintage, still in the box, Avon Representative 20th Anniversary Porcelain Plate, 22K gold trim, and certificate of authenticity. You can bid now. Starting bid at $8. Starting bid at $8 right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. Now, this next item, it's definitely not at no bids. I can tell you just by looking at it. Let's see. Let's see if we can find that here. Going to guess that's under art. Do you know what section that's under? Oh, yeah, that would make sense. Home and Garden. There it is. The one-of-a-kind metal fish sculpture. Right here is what you want. Inside, outside. It's a fabulous fish that needs a home. That's all we know. Handcrafted from upcycled metal and hand-painted in high-gloss metallic colors, this fish is a one-of-a-kind conversation starter. Look at those lips. Have you ever seen a fish with lips like that? How about eyes like that? You haven't. And if you have, it's not in your home or outside to greet folks as they come into your home. Top bid right now is $130. Thanks to donor Mr. David French for this one-of-a-kind item. Top bid is at $130. You can bid up just $10 more to $140, and this can be the conversation piece that you need for your home. And, man, it's not just a conversation piece. It's a beautiful piece of art as well. Make sure you bid. $140 is the bid price right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. All right, I know there's somebody out there that is looking for a great experience. And we've mentioned it right off the bat. Is there a better experience in the state of North Carolina than Bank of America Stadium, Sunday, football, beer, food, the Carolina Panthers? Bid now. You've got 51 minutes to get in on this bid. Starting bid at $6,000 for 2 VIP member season passes. We're not just talking regular season passes, okay? We're not talking going to a Bank of America, getting in the high seats up there and getting stuff spilled on you. We're talking about the 50-yard line where all the action is. You'll be also able to enjoy all the luxuries of the exclusive Silver Club Members Lounge. Private food court, okay? Private food court. Unobstructed views. The roar of the crowd. 74,000 strong at Bank of America. And you want to get in on the ground level of this rebuild for the Carolina Panthers that isn't a rebuild because they brought in so much talent. One of the best coaching staffs in the NFL. You can bid now at $6,000. What a value. Worth over $7,500. So if you bid now, you're getting in on great value. And where else would you want to be on Sundays anyway? Bid right now, $6,000. You can buy it now. Get it all over with. You don't have to worry about the stress of whether you're going to make it to Charlotte or not by paying $9,000 and buying now right here at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. All right, let's see what we got here. Looks like we've got some jewelry, some beautiful earrings. Vintage Estate Crystal Hummingbird and Dragonfly make them brooches, not earrings. Fly high with these Vintage Estate Crystal, Rhinestone, Dragonfly, and Hummingbird brooches. This Dragonfly strikes an impressive form with its delicate glittering wings unfurled. Look at it. That's unique, too. It's not just a simple item that you're going to find shopping for jewelry. It's the hummingbird's captured in flight and radiates charm with a crystal set green eye, Bids at $25 right now with Dr. Mary Lovegreen, the top bidder. You can make it yours with $30 bid right now. We've got 49 minutes remaining. You could hold on. Watch this item. Make sure you bid on it at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. And I'm coming for you. That's all I got to say. Let's see this button right here. If you're bidding on items, you can click the bid alert. We're at $110. Oh, Marguerite is bidding against me. I don't know about this. I can't let it sit. I can't let it sit. I know one thing. I can't let it sit at 110. So the 120 bid is coming in. Here it comes. Alrighty, match it. Well, actually, you can't match it. You got to go higher. Make sure you do so. Mark2023.ggo.bid. That's for everybody else but Marguerite. Marguerite, hold off on this one. This is Joe Dexter's. Let's see what other items we have for no bid before we get to our next featured item. We still have that one night romantic stay at Shea Lindsay Bread and Breakfast in Reedsville. Enjoy a romantic night stay in the Shea Lindsay Bread and Breakfast with that European continental breakfast. From what I've heard, it is an unbelievable experience that you're going to want to experience, and you can do so with just a $100 bill. All you have to do is click that bid button, be the first to bid right now, and hold on for 47 minutes. Get the bidding started on this great experience at 308 South Main Street in Reedsville. If you're a little bit nervous, you don't exactly know what comes with it, check out these pictures. Look at this. Look at this picture right here. And on the bidding website with all the beautiful rooms and everything, the experience, I've heard great things as well. But you can visit their website if you're nervous about not knowing exactly what is offered by heading to SheaLindsay.com. I have it highlighted here on the screen so you can see that URL. All right, as well, another mention, I just want to make sure for those funds that are raised in donations that will be matched from this point forward until we hit our goal at $20,000. So make sure you can get those donations in as well as we go to our next featured item. Nice, beautiful gift basket. See where that one is listed. I missed what you said. Oh, okay. There it is, the Economic Development Gift Basket. Piedmont Distillery Midnight Moonshine. Tea towels, Reedsville Holiday Candle, wine glass, as well as a Visit Roco Glass Solo Cup, Rockingham County Whiskey Glass, and Cutter and Buck Leather Portfolio. Let's put it on full screen for you. It's a Wonderful Life in Rockingham County, and it's only a starting bid of $45. Look at that. The Piedmont Distillery Midnight Moonshine. Get your Sunday started off right, Saturday night started off right whenever you get this item. There you go. Right there. Starting bid at $45. Bid now by clicking the blue button. The blue bid button right here on the top of the screen. You can also bid more as well. Mark2023.ggo.bid. We still have no bids on the Carolina Panthers VIP members season passes. Also still looking for that starting bid on the antique mid-19th century Empire walnut and white marble drop front center dresser and mirror at $450. I got a feeling people are waiting for the last minute to try and snipe that one. You don't want to wait to the last minute, though. You're going to lose out. You're going to lose out. Oh, I like this item. This is a great one. Check it out, the handmade churn dash quilt. A stunning handmade churn dash quilt. Specially made for this auction by Two Rivers Quilt Guild. Look at that. Gorgeous. It's from the 1800s, the churn dash block is. It was often the first block young women were taught because it has the most basic shapes for quilt making, most often sporting triangles, rectangles, and squares. The quilt reflects this heritage and is detailed with patterned fabrics that would be a usable centerpiece, an heirloom in any home, as you see right there on the screen. The current bid is at $130, and we want to thank as well our donor of Two Rivers Quilt Guild in Eden for providing this great handmade item up for bid. Currently, the top bid, $130. You can bid to $155, and you will be the top bidder currently at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. Well, we're going to take a quick break here to learn more about what's been going on at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County as we bring you the 9th annual Gala here from the Museum and Archives. We want to talk about the recent bateau rededication as we bring you some highlights from that, and T. Butler.
For a century, the bateau was the dominant vessel of transportation and commerce on the river. In the 1880s, the U.S. Corps of Engineers widened the sluices, enabling small steamboats to travel on the river. Now, we're not talking about the Mississippi steamboats. We're talking about, if you ever seen the movie that has the little bitty steamboat, the African Queen. Some of us are old enough to nod. We've seen that movie. Now, a lot of young people probably haven't seen that yet, but it's worth looking at. It's Humphrey Bogart. It's a great movie, and there's this little bitty steamboat kind of cutting along.
Well, unfortunately, we can't get the video to play correctly, so we will just recap that experience with C.J. Idle here in just a bit, the Executive Director of the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. And he'll join us here in just a second to talk about just amazing history, and that's one of those tangible things that it's unbelievable when you see it.
Yeah, bateaus are another thing that, like I said, I learned a lot when I when I first started here. The Bateau River, the trading that went along the Dan River and being powered by bateaus, which if you're familiar with them, they're like big canoes. They're flat-bottom boats. They draft well enough that they could almost glide over wet grass, so they can transport in almost any level of water. All the goods that were being produced here in Rockingham County were taken down the Dan River, eventually going out into the Albemarle Sound, and then turning around and coming back. One of the cool things about bateaus is they don't have a front. They don't have a front or a back. So one way is going down the river, one way is the front, and then when you want to turn around, you just move to the other side of the boat, and then that becomes the front, and you just push it back on up. And bateaus are really important because they were mostly operated by African Americans. So during the antebellum period, they were powered by enslaved individuals, and then after emancipation, they became one of the primary economic opportunities for freed African Americans working in the county. They just basically took the skills they had already had, and then were able to actually make a profit off of them and use their own, get paid off their own hard labor. And there's a really fascinating thing The Dan River system in Rockingham County has a handful of internal improvements done to it, sluices, dams, and shoals to help make the river more navigable. That was the first piece of natural history to put on the National Register right here in Rockingham County.
Wow.
If you're out on the Dan River on a day with low water, you can see some of the dams and sluices popping up out of the river. So they're still there. They're just usually covered by the river. They haven't been kept up because we don't really use bateaus anymore. That was one of the unfortunate things that was lost when the railroad came through the county is they replaced the bateau as the main system of moving goods in and out of the county. So it's kind of a lost art nowadays, but they're still really cool. We have a lovely mural to go along with the bateau that's now on display outside, so you can come see it whenever. And that was a joint project between us and the Dan River Basin Association as part of our Butler Legacy Fund. Both T and Lindley Butler were instrumental in founding both the MARC and DARBA. So we've come together to create this joint fund that can allow us to do joint projects like this bateau reinstallation and the mural installation at the MARC. And we've got some more projects in the works, so keep an eye out. We've got a couple ideas that we want to introduce in the next couple months. So,
what's it been like working with DARBA?
I love DARBA. They're great. They've got a presence on both sides of the border, both in North Carolina and Virginia. Special shout out to Anna Wheeler. She's been a great person to get to know. Really helped get me settled into working in the county. And we've done a couple other projects. They did a Streamside with Trees, an educational project for fourth graders in the western part of the county and trying to shore up the riparian buffer along the Mayo River. And we got to participate with them with that and educate kids about why erosion's bad for rivers. And we were there particularly talking about why erosion's bad for archaeological sites, because once it goes in the water, it's gone, and then all the information's lost. And then one thing that gets overlooked with the MARC as part of our mission statement is we do want to help preserve and protect our natural resources along with our cultural and historical resources. So they're just an ideal partner in ensuring that we're meeting that part of our mission.
And when you see something like that, like a bateau, you're just like blown away basically because it brings you back to that history and that time in seeing that natural resources. You talked about the human element of it as well, but those are our only connections to those moments now. Those are the only way that, besides the documents and the stories and narratives that are shared, those are the types of items that can bring us back to those moments.
Yeah, and the one we have here at the museum is a reproduction of a bateau. It's about a third the size of what an actual bateau would have been. Ours is somewhere around 15 feet. An actual bateau would have been about 40 feet. But yeah, being able to physically see. Please don't touch the bateau. It is, even though it's not an original.
Yeah,
it
do
does.
not.
It has seen better days, so we want to make sure it's preserved for future generations. But seeing it in person and being able to, with that, especially now that mural is behind it, and you can see what it would look like in operation, you really get this sense for what these boats look like on the river.
The ingenuity to make them.
They are just and to do something with such a shallow keel. Shallow keel boats are just always fascinating because they can, like I said, if after a good rain, you could put a bateau in a yard and probably get it to slide across the yard. That's just how amazing these things are at navigating waterways. And you've got a poleman who's there putting all of his might into it. They're taking all the goods, tobacco, wheat, whatever you might be growing on your farm. That was how they got goods. So instead of today loading up, this was the FedEx of the day,
right?
The UPS. So
before Amazon.
Yeah. And it's just amazing. And it's honestly Lindley Butler, before he passed, was able to get a book published, The History of the Proprietary Period. It's a bit earlier than what we're dealing with here with our bateaus. But he does highlight, because I think of his experience with bateaus here in Rockingham County, that the importance of these rivermen and how they're able to navigate these rivers is kind of a lost underrated aspect of North Carolina history, not just in Rockingham County, but across the entire state. So being able to see and talk about it here at the MARC is really special, so that we can, again, it's kind of a common theme we're seeing with bateaus and grigs. We really want to highlight underrepresented and missed opportunities in the historical record, and I think bateaus play right into that.
So not only were they the Amazon of the day, but they were also MapQuest before MapQuest and Google Maps. There's no iPhone without these folks that made that path to find ways not only to locate and find areas, but also to deliver goods. So it's unbelievable. You mentioned the Butler Fund. Tell us a little bit more about that, the impact of the Butlers as well.
Yeah, so T and Lindley, amazing people. Like I said, most of my work has been in the colonial period before I came to the MARC. I was very familiar with Lindley as a researcher. I've pretty much read everything he ever written, because like, after I read the first thing, I was like, all right, this guy knows what he's talking about. I should just go find everything he's written and just read it. I recommend you do that, by the way. You'll learn a lot about North Carolina and a lot about Rockingham County. And then just a force in establishing Dan River Basin Association, and then helping getting the MARC established out of the Rockingham County Historical Society. Really a force in making sure Wright Tavern was renovated and in the state it's in today. And then, unfortunately, we lost Lindley last year, and that was the impetus for creating this Butler Legacy Fund to honor the contributions both he and T made to Rockingham County in both historic, cultural, and natural resources. And so it's an opportunity for our two organizations that were founded by these amazing people to come together and continue to work together in their memory. And we raise funds to do joint projects that try to tackle those three aspects of natural, cultural, and historical resources, and make sure they're all well preserved in the county, with the bateau being the first project to kick off and start the fund. Very successful event. I think we had about 50 people in attendance. A lot of hard work went into it. So I do want to shout out Steve Hamlin, who I know is somewhere in the museum right now. He did a lot of work in getting that mural put up. So if you run into Steve, thank him. And then, yeah, we've got, like I said, we've got a couple ideas. We haven't nailed one down exactly of what we want to do, but we've got a few things. Probably a trail system will be next. And since we are fortunate enough to still have Tia with us, we do run all of our project ideas through T to make sure that this is something that she feels like is appropriate for the fund, because we want to make sure that their memory is honored and remembered. So as long as we have her to run ideas by, we want to run ideas through her.
That's a three-headed monster when you talk about cultural, the art aspect, as well as the historical aspect and the impact, the natural resources as well. When you can combine those three together to create whatever is next, that's going to really tell the legacy of two great people in our community.
Yeah, and I like to see trails like this. I'm a history nerd, so I have a bias in what I'm about to say. I like it when when trails do have signage that tell you, hey, here's the historic importance. This is what you're seeing. So if you go High Rock Ford Trail, for example, if you go down there, you're going to see some signage about how High Rock is the oldest known grist mill in the county. And also, hey, Nathaniel Green camped here for a couple nights. So that's the type of thing we're hoping to be able to pull off and do with future projects.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to us about that. And I got to ask you, what you're thinking of the bidding so far? I know you want to see those Carolina Panthers tickets bid on. What's some of the items that you enjoyed so far?
The Arboretum.
Yeah.
Jeez. Sorry. Yeah. But before we got on, last year, me and Joe had a bidding war that he didn't know he was bidding against me for Arboretum tickets. My wife does. She used to work as a florist for doing wedding flowers, so we try to do as much floral stuff as possible. So that's the one thing we're interested in getting this year. The rooster is surprising me. Did not expect that. And I don't know if y'all have put two and two together yet, but we do have those two ball and ink and pen portraits from a Kernersville artist. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I am from Kernersville. I did donate both of those items. The 1870 train depot was the first historic site I worked at in my young career, so it has a very special place for me. So
check this out. We're up to $1,000 on the Carolyn Blaylock.
Wow. I did never would have expected that.
It's going to be a battle down to the wire, too. It's been between JB and Donald to see who grabs that one.
Well, whoever wins that, whoever loses that, thank you both for your
Right.
tremendous support for the museum. And I love to see a good bidding war.
Absolutely. CJ, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
We're going to get back to bidding here as we get close to that half-hour mark. We're right past it, actually, inside 30 minutes now as we get ready for the final 30 in the bidding here in the 9th Annual Gala Auction for the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Look at that. $1,005 on the Carolyn Blaylock original frame rooster painting. Next bid is $1,030. We'll keep an eye on that. I would put a bid alert on that, but I'm not going to get in JB and Donald's way. I want to see that class of duking out. Now, if you want to get into it, you can. Here's some other artistry that we haven't talked about yet. Bob Timberlake limited edition print July. It's out of stock. There's 243 of 1,000. This is what this one is in the print, the July framed with a double insert. It depicts a scene from a window at Bob's Riverwood studio on a hot, sunny day during the month of July. Again, a Bob Timberlake limited edition. It's a print that is very unique. Look at that. Gorgeous. It depicts that scene from a window at Bob's Riverwood studio on a hot, sunny day during the month of July, released in 1978. It's framed at 16.5 inches wide by 22 inches tall. It can be picked up at the MARC if you are the top bidder. Current bid is at $150. Next bid is $200 to put your name next to the top bid mark for this Bob Timberlake limited edition print July. All right, let's go to our items that have yet to be bid on and touch on a couple items we haven't touched on yet. We've got the Orvis 1-hour private fishing casting lesson for two. Fancied getting into fishing but not sure where to start? A budding fishing enthusiast? Then Orvis's 1-hour private casting lesson for two could be the perfect gift. Bid now. Starting bid at $50. That starting bid is at $50 at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. Got some jewelry now as a featured item. Look at that. The native Zuni turquoise snake pendant. Top bid right now is at $90. Next bid is $110. If you're looking for elegance and beauty, you've found it right here. This piece of Native American jewelry is handcrafted by Zuni tribe artist Effie Calavesa out of genuine sterling silver and real turquoise stones. The pendant has a total of 4 stones, 2 of which are inlaid and create the snake eyes. Oh, I see it now. While the other 2 are set in hand-cut bezel in the midst of a stunning silver snake design. The snake is found in many Native American healing and fertility rituals, and turquoise, as well as being the birthstone of December, is believed to bring good fortune as well. The pendant is stamped and hallmarked by the artist as well on the obverse. You see it right there. Let's get you a full shot of that. Top bid is at $90. Bidding is at $110. You can bid now at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's MARC2023.ggo.bid. Lots of jewelry, as you can see here, to bid on. And the cool thing, if you haven't found out yet, see this little 3-tier, you click that, and it can tell you all of the different categories of which you can view items to bid on. Jewelry, mementos, outdoors, recreation, and travel. got mementos. We've got services. Right here. Right here is the Roco basket, I believe. Trying to find it here on the screen. Which category is that under, Matthew? It was under no bids, but somebody has put a bid on it. We have a bid officially on it. It is under mementos. Go Roco. The beautiful gift basket could be yours. It includes... Oh, that's not the right basket, is it? Alrighty, here we go. The Southern Spirits gift basket. Sorry about that. Top bid right now is $45 from Jody Ann McPherson. A bottle of Three Thieves Cabernet Sauvignon. Rockingham County branded mason jar style glass as well, and the $30 restaurant gift card. For Southern Spirits in downtown Madison, current top bid is at $45 with Jody Ann McPherson. And the next bid is $50 with 22 minutes remaining. $50 on the Southern Spirits gift basket. Let's get a full look at that as we take you to this wonderful item. Look at that. Nice handcrafted basket. Southern Spirits gift basket with the Three Thieves Cabernet Sauvignon and a $30 restaurant gift card. Bid now $50 at mark2023.ggo.bid. Well, we mentioned the Rockingham County Economic Development gift basket, so we will mention that now since we just talked about it. We got the Piedmont Distillery Midnight Moonshine, as well as the wine glass, the Reedsville Holiday Candle, the Visit Roco Glass Solo Cup, the Rockingham County Whiskey Glass, Cutter and Buck Leather Portfolio as well. At $45, we've got a bid on that item. Next bid is at $55. All right. We got to talk a couple things before we get to our featured item. The first one I'm going to put on screen here is the Lifetime Freestyle XL 116 paddleboard. Top bid is at $120. Right now, Cindy with that top bid. It's a great LX 116 paddleboard in lime green, features an EVA deck covering which provides increased traction, and the two retractable fins give the paddleboard increased performance in diverse water conditions. Constructed of UV-protected high-density polyurethane, whatever that is, the Freestyle paddleboard is strong and durable. That's all you need to know, and fade-resistant. It's pre-loved but in great condition. It's only been used a couple of times, just a few times. And you can bid now. It's only at $120 for this paddleboard. You can bid now at $155. So as we come to a close, before we get to our next featured item, as we come to a close, one thing that we have yet to do is talk about travel opportunities. Beautiful travel opportunities. Like this one. A 1-week luxury Cayman Islands vacation. Now, there is a top bid right now of $1,625. But listen now. You and your friends and family could escape it, and all is gone. Just the beautiful, luxurious Moritz Resort in the Cayman Islands is all that's on your mind for a week of paradise, located on a secluded east end part of the island as well. You could be staying in the most luxurious Launderer complex in a spacious 2-bedroom deluxe suite. If you're on the website, mark2023.ggo.bid, check out all these photos that show this great experience in the 1-week luxury Cayman Islands vacation. So I said the bidding is at $1,625. But as you can tell, the value is way more than that. You've got an oceanfront infinity swimming pool, a children's pool, on-site spa, shops a few steps from the iconic boardwalk as well, and white sand beaches and access to several restaurants as well. So make sure you get in on the bidding on that. It looks like we do have 2 bidding in the bidding history. But Jennifer right now leads it with $1,625 as the top bid. You can be the next bidder at just $1,750. Here's another stay that we have. The top bid for Miss Jean Wood. Now, these top bidders right now are probably really upset with me because I'm sharing these great opportunities and I hadn't yet. A 4-night North Myrtle Beach House vacation. Reserve your very own slice of paradise with this impressive 7-bedroom ocean view beach house. 4 luxurious nights, situated close to the sought-after sands of Windy Hill, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Relaxing by your own private pool. Reserve your very own slice of paradise with this impressive 7-bedroom ocean view beach house. All the details at mark2023.ggo.bid. Top bid right now is Jean at $1,400. You can be the next bidder at $1,600 by clicking that blue bid button at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. All right, let's go to our featured item. This is a cool one. It is the Earl Stanley Gardner Mystery Classics Bundle. Currently at $35 with the top bid. Next bid at $40. Earl Stanley Gardner Mystery Classics Bundle will have you lost in a good mystery thriller every time you open one of these books. Bid on this collection of classic mysteries by Perry Mason author Earl Stanley Gardner. The set of the used books includes The Case of the Demure Defendant, The Case of the Waylaid Wolf, Murder Up My Sleeve, The Case of the Bigamous Spouse, and The Case of the Gold Digger's Purse. And you can bid all those right now. It's only at $35 for the top bid. Bid $40 at mark2023.ggo.bid. We're nearing 15 minutes remaining of our auction. We want to thank you for joining us for this auction throughout our auction period and for your bids and for supporting the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Of course, you can get right in right now. Just because you haven't been here before doesn't mean you can't be here now. Mark2023.ggo.bid is how you get registered to be part of the auction. As we look at our 10 items remaining without a bid, we still do not have a bid for the antique mid-19th century Empire walnut and white marble drop front center dresser and mirror. And it's starting only at $450. Antique mid-19th century from the Virginia-based Ames family in the mid-19th century is where it's commissioned from. As early as the 1840s is when it was made, and the family have cared for it for over 4 generations. Made of warm walnut wood, the neoclassical Empire-style drop front center dresser and mirror commands any space it is situated. Abundant in warm and charm character, and it could be yours right now with removable beveled white marble tops, by the way. Those tops on there that you see on the screen, the marble, that is removable. Also, original flanking candle stands, carved mirrors setting appointed with a shield as well. So make sure you check that out on our website, mark2023.ggo.bid. Oh, man, guys, do you see it on my screen? See that green marker next to the donate button? That's a bid alert. That's a bid alert. The bid has gone up on the North Carolina Zoo Society family membership. It's gone up to $130. Miss Marguerite, you're going to have to make it $150. Now I'm the top bidder. There you go. So make sure you get in on that item as well if you want as bad as I do. The North Carolina Zoo Society family membership. Bid now at $140. Next bid, $150 at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's MARC 2023.ggo.bid as we get inside 15 minutes. We still have our romantic one-night stay at Shea Lindsay available with Be the First Bidder, as well as our Let's Roam corporate scavenger hunt experience for up to 10 people, the Let's Roam scavenger hunt experience for 2, and the Let's Roam scavenger hunt experience for up to 10 people. And our Carolina Panthers VIP member season passes. Don't wait, don't delay. Get this experience, the VIP Silver Club member NFL season passes and parking for the Carolina Panthers. You could be watching the games in true style, the preseason, the regular season, as well as sitting as a VIP right at the 50 mark, midfield, where all the action is. You'll be able to soak it up and enjoy all the luxuries, as well as the exclusive Silver Club Members Lounge with private food court, as well as unobstructed views, and soak up the roar of the fellow fans. 74,000 strong for the Carolina Panthers. 2 Carolina Panthers VIP members season passes. Only starting bid is at $6,000. This is a value of $7,500. So get the bidding started now at mark2023.ggo.bid. That's mark2023.ggo.bid. All right, let's see some other items. One that we haven't talked about, the Bronca Apparel gift item. Bronca Apparel's mission is simple. They want to have a positive impact on the lives of children around the world through lovingly crafted rural goods from South American artisans. Bronca donates 50% of their profits to help eradicate child hunger on an international scale. And what we have up for bid is a Bronca Apparel gift card at $50, currently at $30. Bid $35 for $50 in value? I think so. $35 value or $50 value, 35 bid right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. The bid alert is up on my screen again. $150 now is what the North Carolina Zoo Society family membership stands at. All right. I'm going to go one last time. Let's see if I can hold on to this. I shouldn't have gave away my card, should I? I should have waited for the last couple minutes, the last couple seconds. All right. Well, maybe Marguerite isn't listening. Maybe I'll wait just a little bit. Maybe, just maybe. We got to play our cards right on that one. See, we've got a featured item here. Wow, that is beautiful. The upcycled glass insulator lamp. Add a touch of vintage charm to your space. With this upscale industrial-free glass and wood table lamp made from a repurposed clear glass insulator and concave cylindrical wood base. That's so cool. And you can see on the bid page it lit up. That's a nice addition. Donated by Mr. Fletcher Waynick. Thank you for the donation. Top bid right now is $45. Beat April to the punch on this upcycled glass insulator lamp by bidding $50. By bidding $50, you'll be the top bidder with 10 minutes to go for this upcycled glass insulator lamp at mark2023.ggo.bid. So glad to have you for the 9th annual Summer Gala as we wrap up the silent auction and come to a close here in the next 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute warning. With so many great items, make sure you're getting those bids in. Don't wait till the last minute. Lock them in now. mark2023.ggo.bid. Joe Dexter with you here for the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. Thank you so much for your support through your bidding, through donations as well, as we look to make that $20,000 goal, currently at $18,155 raised. You can help us reach that $20,000 goal by heading to mark2023.ggo.bid and clicking the donate button on the right side of the webpage. When you do that, your money goes to initiatives to not only archive history, but to create histories, events that help us remember history. So many different ways that the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County helps our community as far as archiving history, and so much more. You can help out by donating. And the greatest part is right now at $18,155 raised, up to $20,000. That will be matched by a generous anonymous donor. So your money is twofold if you donate right now at mark2023.ggo.bid. Let's go to our next featured item in the arts section. And this is a nice limited edition Mel Steele print of Song of the Meadow. Reedsville artist Mel Steele captures the essence of a serene southern scene. We've seen this one so many times, and it's a beautiful scene. The print entitled Song of the Meadow, limited edition, marked with a collection number of 426 out of just 600 produced. That's right, 426 out of 600 produced. The top bid is $45. Donald with the top bid. You can make it yours with a $55 bid potentially. You can also click that bid more button right there on the right side of the bid button to lock in a number that you feel more comfortable with at mark2023.ggo.bid. 8 minutes remain here in our auction of the 9th Annual Summer Gala, Trails and Tributaries. I see the framed Rockingham County map reproduction remains at $350. You can bid for that. The 1912 framed Rockingham County map reproduction, you can bid for $355 to take that one home. Much of our prints doing well. We also have the limited edition Mel Steele General Mercantile print at $35 right now. You can bid that up to $45. Here's we come to a close here shortly. Just 7 minutes remaining in this year's live auction with big items still up in the wind. Ooh, guess what? We have the $450 starting bid on the antique mid-19th century Empire walnut and white marble drop front center dresser and mirror. That still is up for bid at 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. You can bid $450, and you can also buy it now at $3,000. And then the big one, the $6,000 starting bid, 2 season passes for the Carolina Panthers VIP member season passes. The Silver Club member NFL passes for parking as well with the Panthers. You'll be watching the games in true style all preseason and regular season. VIP right at the 50-yard line. The 50-yard line. Starting bid $6,000. Buy it now at $9,000. We'll recap those big items as we come to a close here in just a bit, but 6 minutes remaining. We want to get some more featured items out. As we take a look at this, try and find this item. What is this one, guys? Okay, I don't see. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. The designer North Country Outer Banks wind bell. You could be the owner of this designer North Country wind bell with the wind catcher as well, powder coated with a durable outdoor living finish. Top bid is $65, bid $70. We got to get a ring out of that. Can we get a ring out of it? Listen to that. Yeah. Get the bid in right now for $70 with the designer North Country Outer Banks wind bell. $4 and 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here on our 9th annual Gala auction. So you can see so many items to choose from. Head on over to mark2023.ggo.bid. Melita says, I should have got in on the bidding, but I got on late. It's never too late, Melita. So we get some more featured items. Look at this beautiful sign. Hello, Pumpkin. You can bid on that. Wow, our matching donor has gave $1,845 to meet our goal. Thank you so much for doing so. Wow, we are at the $20,000 goal. Wow. You can still help out by donating at the page at the mark2023.ggo.bid page. You can do so and still help out, but the match to $20,000, wow, meeting the goal, nothing better than that. Thanks to all those that have donated to make everything possible here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. All right, let's check out these final big items before we head on out of here. We still have the Carolina Panthers tickets. 2 minutes remaining. Season passes. Who's going to bid? $6,000 with over $7,500 in value. 2 VIP Silver Club member NFL season passes and parking for the Carolina Panthers. You could be watching the games in true style. You can catch this great up-and-coming team as well in the regular season. VIP at the 50-yard line. At the 50-yard line. Private food court, unobstructed views, and soak up the roar of fellow fans. 74,000 strong at Bank of America Stadium on Sundays during the fall. Make sure you get this bid in. Just 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. You can bid $6,000 to secure 2 VIP member season passes valued at over $7,500. Maybe you're afraid of that last 1 minute snipe bid. You can buy now $9,000 at mark2023.ggo.bid. We also have the antique mid-19th century Empire walnut and white marble drop front center dresser and mirror to bid on for $450. The starting bid for this piece of history made and commissioned for the Virginia-based Ames family in the mid-19th century. You can get that bid in at $450. Bid by now at $3,000. We've got all of our vacations you're going to want to check out as well, recreation and travel. The 4-night North Myrtle Beach House vacation, the 7-night Oak Island Beach House vacation. The top bid is at $2,000 right now. At $2,000, you can make it $2,150 for that top bid. Buy now for $4,500. Do it right now. We got 20 seconds. Do it now. Those Carolina Panthers tickets as well. North Myrtle Beach, the luxury stay at Cayman Islands vacation. Get those clicks in as we count down the clock here on our items. Our top items coming to a close in 4, 3, 2, 1. And another annual gala is in the books. Thank you to everybody that donated, and thank you for your time, and thank you for watching us here live. As we do have some comments in the comments that we'll address later. Also, I want to thank everybody for stopping by this 9th Annual Summer Gala and Fundraiser. We'll love doing this every single year. The importance of what the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County does, it's unspeakable in putting words together, and the importance of having something like this in our community, and how strong it is in building other types of areas in our community. From arts, history is a part of it. Whether it's culture, history is a big part of it. Telling stories, it's a big part. Is the history, the archival process, and the things that are done here at the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County. I want to thank you for joining us here one last time for the 9th Annual Summer Gala. I hope you had a great time as well, and you'll find out more information on how you can grab your items later next week, right, guys? Later next week, you can find out how you can secure those items. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend, and thank you for all of your support of the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County.